the live show April 2nd. If you want to see the full video, check out Art Joy Sharing. So the other day, Shell and I were making painty papers. We were doing some gel printing, that sort of thing. And one of the things that came up was Shell was challenged to do an abstract collage. So what I have here is wooden canvas. And I have some of these papers that I had created. This is just some black text weight paper. And I was using a new stencil from Stencil Girl, which is out here somewhere. Ah, right here. This one. This is a Stencil Girl stencil. And it has these triangular shapes in a couple of different sizes. These triangles are not all the same size. These are larger, these are smaller. So this would make a nice border. It also has a square, so you could do pattern within another. Just a real interesting stencil, and this one is L643 from Ann Butler. So anyway, what I decided to do was to get out a canvas and, you know, start putting some papers down on here. So I'm just going to use some gel matte medium, and I'm going to start painting some of this stuff out, or collaging some of this stuff out, because that's what I do. Let's see, where's my brush? I just need a glue brush here. So I'm going to start up here in the corner, and if it overhangs a little bit, I'm fine with that, mainly because I'm going to trim it out after the glue dries. So right now I'm just getting these papers down. Now this paper happens to be something I picked up shopping. This was a gift wrap paper, and I just thought it was, I like the black and white graphics, so I thought I would use that in a couple of different places here. And I masked off these other areas because I was thinking, oops, that's curling up already. Might have a little issue with that one. I was thinking I would probably use some pens or something and put something into those areas. So I'm just going to get these papers down. And these are a little bit shiny, so I think I should probably go over the top of those with matte medium also. Trying to get it to lay down here. They want to curl a little bit. So I may have to put something on top, a silicone something on top, so it'll release from the glue. Because you see that one. So I'm going to speed this up even a little bit more just because I'm gluing things down. You guys have seen glue. You don't need to watch me glue all these pieces, but you know, just going to speed through this, get on to the next step, and then we will make some more art. I did on the live show, I started 3 pieces. I did a couple of quirky birds and then this piece. So I'll add footage of the live show here towards the end too. Just continuing to glue, 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 glue. That's all about collage is about, gluing pieces down. Okay, just getting started with the live show, talking about this ampersand artist panel that I'm working on today. Um, these are just inexpensive panels. This one happens to be kind of a canvas texture on it, so it's a little more difficult to work with, but I got it in the discount aisle on sale, so I'm using it. I typically, when I'm doing collage work like this, like to get a smooth surface board, but it's what I grabbed first. So now I'm going to use some Deco Art metallic finish paints, and I'm going to start doing some paint blending on some of these areas that I left blank. I've got a color which is festive green and another which is teal, and they are the metallics from Deco Art. And they blend beautifully, and I like the green and the blue together. And so I'm just talking to Shell, talking to our live audience, because this was recorded live. And if you want to see the live show, go check out my other sister channel, Art Joy of Sharing. We share live each Thursday, 10:30 Central Standard Time. And while this whole virus thing's going on, Shell and I have also been sharing live video on Mondays. And you never know where we're going to pop up because, everybody's bored and they're sitting home and they need to have entertainment and they need to have things to do. So why not get out your art tools and make something? So as we're working and talking, we're talking about the free classes that are available online right now. And some of what I will be working on today has to do with some of that free content. People like Jody Ohl and Carla Sondheim and Tamara Laporte do these quirky characters. So I'm going to work on a couple of those in addition to this very graphic abstract collage. Because, paints take time to dry. So I'm going to set this piece aside and let it dry while I work on some other projects. And Shell is working on a really cool project with all of us in our houses. So check out what she does too, because I think you'll, enjoy it. And then I'm also talking about friends in the box. Those are the people that come to our live audience. We call them friends in the box because they're in the chat box. And if you're on a television, you don't see all of that chat. But if you're on a computer or a phone or a tablet, you can look at the live chat. And in the live chat, you will find links to some free class content. You will find links to some of the other channels that I want to promote here, because our artist friends that are coming to visit us also have YouTube channels that are of interest, and also the links for some Etsy stores, because people are experiencing hard times right now. The country has a lot of people off of work, and a lot of people are trying to support their families any way they can. So if you're looking for stencils, I always say go look at Stencil Girl, but then there are other rubber stamps and stencils and things that are on Etsy. So go check out What If NC Etsy store, and also Gina B. Aaron's, because they've got cool stuff, digital downloads. They can make stencils for you with your own designs. So just want you to have that opportunity if that's what you would like to do. So this is a panel from Arteza that I'm working on now. I painted it out with some Liquitex Art Basics in a unbleached titanium. And then I used my Stabilo All just to sketch in this quirky character. And I'm going to activate that with my water brush pen. This is a Pentel water brush pen. I call it Aqua Fresh or something. I don't know. Anyway, if you're looking for any of the supplies, check out my links below the video because I have an Amazon store and things are in my Amazon store by category. So if you're going shopping for art supplies, use my link, please. And that adds a few cents to my store and allows me to buy products and helps promote my channel. So I appreciate that when you do that. It just helps the starving artist here as we try to produce content on YouTube for you. Now, this is another panel that I'd painted out with black gesso, and then I'd use the same titanium buff to get my base layer. And then I have these papers from Art by Marlene, these collage papers, and I'm going to use some of that in this particular piece, but I'm going to steal an idea that Shell uses all the time, which is to make a template. So I made a template with some tissue, and I'm just going to cut out around this collage paper and position that around where I'm going to put my image on this Arteza panel. So I've got my gel matte medium. Oh, and yeah, I'm showing you this. I got this really cool box from Ellen. Ellen DeGeneres does these cool boxes that have all kinds of fun stuff in them, and it helps to support our world. You know, she's all about animals and rainforests and preserving all the things that I would like to preserve. So I have no problem supporting by buying these boxes. There's, you know, chocolates from someplace that is supporting gorillas, and there's teas, and there are sunglasses, all kinds of things in this box. But one of the things I got was this dry erase board, and I thought, well, this is really cool because I can use that on my art desk to write myself notes, you know, because as we're working, doing these live shows, a lot of times I forget about what it is I want to remember or what we tell people we're going to do. And so now I've got this right in front of me and I can jot down notes to myself, and Shell can say, hey, you know, we need to do this, and I can jot it down on my dry erase board. So how cool is that? All right, so now I'm pulling out these are washi tapes that we did in a live stream, and I'll try to remember to put in an iCard or put it at the end so that you can go watch that video also of when we were making our own homemade washi tapes, so that you can do that too. And I'm going to use that for the foreground here. This happens to be some fabric washi tape, and I really like the colors in this. And I just think it's working well with that other background area that I've got going there. So I'm also going to use that template to cut my washi with, because you know, you have to fit it around the bird. So those templates really come in handy in Shell uses that technique all the time, and I think it's a cool technique, and so why shouldn't I use it? So we learn from all kinds of people, and that's what I want to tell you about here, is that if you go to Art Joy is Sharing on Facebook, we have created document with all kinds of free class content for you that we've been finding from other artists. And I would encourage you to go watch what these other people are doing because it fills your time. Get your thought process on something other than the pandemic, and you might make something cool. So I've been having a lot of fun with the what is it? Sketchbook Unraveled? Yeah, that course. This whole idea of these fun critters, the Carla Sondheim and Tamara Laporte and Jody O, people like that do these fun critters are inspiring me right now. And so I'm gonna make a couple of them here, or at least get started on a couple of them. So we're back to gluing things down. Sorry, this takes a little while to get things down, and I've even sped this thing up quite a bit. So one of the things that you'll see from me is that I go back and forth between pieces because I let things dry. So this piece I'm going to put down the collage components, and then I'm going to set that aside and let the glue dry for a while I work on one of the other pieces that's been setting aside. And I'll have the finished project for you, but check out the photographs on Instagram and Art Joy is Sharing, because I think the photo always does better than the actual video. The video is the process, but the photographs can give you the close-up detail. And I think you'll enjoy that if you're enjoying this project. And if you are enjoying this project, let me remind you that we're on a couple of different channels, that if you click the bell below the video on a laptop or one of those devices that you can do it on and get your notifications, then you will know in advance when we are going to be live. We've been doing some pop-ups, and those have been happening at different times. Lately, we've been on Monday as well as Thursday. So if you'd like to catch us, you may want to have those notifications turned on, because otherwise you won't know that we're live and you won't be able to come over and chat with us. And I'd hate for you to miss that because we love chatting with you. So, okay, you can see that I've moved back to that very graphic panel, and I'm using some of those metallic paints and the stencil from Stencil Girl. This is an Ann Butler stencil from Stencil Girl, and just applying those paints to this image. So the show typically is an hour-and-a-half show. We ran over a little bit this week because we were both involved in what we were doing. And what I do and what Shell does is we take a video of our own work and speed it up and do a voiceover for you, so that if you don't want to sit through a whole hour and a half, you can usually catch the backup on our own individual channels. But if there's something specific and you want to slow it down, then go check out Art Joy is Sharing, because that's where you're going to find that kind of stuff. Plus all those things that I've mentioned that are in the live chat that are listed in the description box. So I'm just trying to figure out here what I want to do. I end up putting I used some black and white Posca pens. I don't have a gold Posca pen, but what I do have is a gold Posca brush pen. And I do end up using that in a couple of areas on this. I don't know. We finished the show. Shell and I talk a little bit before and after the show in what we call the green room, talking about what we need to do for our group and for you guys as we plan ahead to do more video for you and keep ourselves busy in the meanwhile. And so I don't know where I was going with that, but anyway, I'll finish these up. I'll have some final shots for you. And I hope you come and join us live and share this video with your friends because that helps our channels grow. And that's what YouTube wants to know, is whether you like the content and whether you're going to come back and see us again sometime. So give the thumbs up and let them know that this is worthwhile content for you. So thanks for stopping by. I appreciate your kind comments, anything that you do to help promote art, to keep people safe, to make the world a better place. And I will see you again next time. Bye for now.